It's fair to say that the last few days have been a bit on the chilly side, and it's because of this that there's a slight gap in this book. No commuting means no writing. If there's one thing that this country can't cope with, it's snow, and there only has to be so much as a light dusting for the country to go into complete meltdown. Every country has its major weakness, with Japan its earthquakes, with Australia its wildfires, and with America, obviously, its Paris Hilton. It just so happens that this country can't handle the snow. There only needs to be so much as a light flurry for schools to close down, airports to shut down, trains to stop, and of course roads to get gridlocked. Because this is Britain, we like to panic. And what do we do when we panic? We buy bread and milk, of course. Some of you might be surprised to learn that the very reason we don't go into war these days is not because of the potential loss of life or the effect it has on our economy. We just can't produce enough bread and milk to cope. Why they call it panic buying, I'll never know. To me, it seems fairly considered. Coming home with 10 packs of dog biscuits and 20 tins of dog food, now that would be panic buying, especially if you don't have a dog. Another thing that annoys me when it snows is the news. When the snow arrives, it becomes the headline story. There are people dying all over the world in horrible acts of violence, but let's just cross to Christine in Chesham, who has some latest news on this snow chaos. That's right, Hugh, I can now report that the snow is starting to settle on all of the rooftops, and it won't be long before it starts to settle on the ground. Back to you guys in the studio. There are hundreds of news reporters stationed throughout the country reporting back on people's cars not starting. This isn't news. If there's an avalanche, go ahead and report on it. Until then, please update us on the snow only during your weather and your travel reports. Lastly, why has there been a sudden shift when referring to snow? It always used to be reported in inches. Now, suddenly, it's centimetres. I know that this is the metric age, but when reporting on queues of traffic on the M25, they don't talk about it in kilometres, they describe it in miles. And when people fall tragically to their death, they don't talk about it in metres, they talk in feet. So why is snow suddenly settling in centimetres and not inches? I'll tell you exactly why. Because 7 to 10 centimetres sounds so much bigger and so much more impressive than 3 to 4 inches. And surely, it's only a matter of time before us men begin to catch on.